the images that have come from this weekend have been staggering and equally as depressing, where the police officers used water hoses, something reminiscent of the 60s, but they used water hoses to spray the protesters. And I want to put it on the big screen for you so that you can see, and then I'll grab the video and you can see the video also. But this is in freezing temperatures, and several protesters, many protesters, were taken in to the hospital for hypothermia. There's a video that shows you the extent to which the police officers use this type of force to push back against the protesters. And all in all, it's, I mean, at what point, there's so many things intersecting here. There's so many problems that are intersecting here that it's like, if we really give this a fair treatment, it's almost, you don't know where to start. But there is the environmental racism that's involved here. There's the environment in general. There's the treaties that they have with Native American tribes. There are all sorts of problems here. The least of which, or not least of which, is the basic humanity to not spray people with water hoses in 25-degree temperatures that not only will the force of the water hose cause serious pain and damage and tearing of the skin, but also life-threatening damage through hypothermia. And yet and still we have very little coverage. It's almost like we know this is going on, but nobody really has anything more to say other than this is going on. Because if we unpack it, and I've said this before, if we start unpacking it, we're going to run headlong into a lot of conversations that are both difficult and damning. And by damning, I mean it's damning to the point where we may have to admit that we are going to lose this fight. But the reason we may lose this fight is a much deeper problem that crosses every intersection: environmental justice, the environment, climate change, environmental racism, the treaties, capitalism in general, and who actually owns property. So because no one is going to engage in those conversations, all we're going to see on a regular basis is just a reporting saying that, the police used water hoses on protesters and sent some people to the hospital. I did see one report saying that a protester, because of a tear gas canister, got hit in the arm and lost her arm. That I don't have a confirmed source on that, so I do want to at least acknowledge that in case it turns out to be absolutely true. I don't want to just kind of breeze past that, but let me at least put a pin there until I can get a source, a verifiable source on that. But that seems to be the level of crackdown that's happening with the Dakota Access Pipeline.